I did not know I wanted to be a teacher. I was a political science major at St. Joe, so it's really lovely to be back in this community because St. Joseph's is in Philadelphia. And I've actually made so many amazing connections via Wildflower and St. Joe's on this journey. So that's been something that's been really important to me, especially as we're building a community-based school. But I was a political science major and I didn't know what I wanted to do after. I knew I liked being in community with people. So I decided to become a teacher and I went an alternative route at first. And then I realized I wasn't really a great teacher. So I went back to graduate school where I met Alli in Chicago at University of Chicago. And we joined the Urban Teacher Education Program. And it completely changed my life and how I view myself in relation to others and children. And while I was in the program and in my residency year, our mentor took Alli and I to a Montessori school, a public charter Montessori school. And I had never seen learning like this happen. And she just said that I think you would be a really good fit for this type of school. So I ended up applying. I really knew nothing about Montessori, went through the quick 6-week training, which actually took like 3 years and was just as hard as graduate school. And I've never looked back because Montessori truly changed my life. It's changed my children's lives, even my husband, who's an educator as well. We've really just taken her values and principles and apply them to our own life. And I'm so excited to continue to do that as an educator.
I would say similarly, I did not think I was going to be a teacher. My mother was a teacher and I saw how hard it was. And I said, you know what, that is not the route I want to take. I went to school, I'd always been interested in design. And so I thought that I would go off and study design. And I went to an art school. And while I was there, I had been doing a lot of work and volunteer work in the local community in some of the neighborhood schools and charter schools, and really felt that I fell in love with it, switched majors. We didn't have education program, but I studied communications and science and disorder, so speech language pathology and audiology. And I loved watching and learning from children. We spent hours in the clinic observing children in ways that are so aligned to the work of Montessori that I had no idea existed. As Caitlin mentioned, we ended up at grad school together. By route, after college, I went and I worked as an assistant teacher in a school in Philadelphia, and I loved the work that the teachers were doing there, and I loved working with young children and learning from them. However, I realized that, as Caitlin mentioned, I didn't have any skills. I did not know what to do. I needed more training, and that's where I went back to graduate school. Caitlin did our journey together for many years in education, and then we ended up in the public Montessori sector, where I started off as an early childhood teacher, and then went to a new school, and there was no opening in early childhood, so I went back to be trained in lower elementary and became a lower elementary teacher, and have been doing that ever since.